Hello, 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 everyone. Dr. Amanda here. I want to make sure that we are live, that you all can hear me. If you can hear me, say hello, hello. All right, I think we are live. A lot of times I hear people talk about being tired and they don't have the energy to actually do the things that they want to get done. So I wanted to talk to you today about how you can go from feeling tired to feeling energized, like woohoo. So I know feeling tired, especially as the seasons change, the daylight gets shorter. It's just like, oh my gosh, what are we to do? But for those that don't know me, I am Dr. Amanda. I am with Adkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine, where we help women who are overweight prevent and reverse chronic illnesses such as diabetes and high blood pressure. And we are here to help you. But today we are really focusing on that energy level because I know we have all had it where we just feel like we hit a wall around 2 or 3 p.m. Almost every single day. Like you're up, you may even start out dragging in the morning, you get your coffee and you're going on, and you're like, oh, yes, I was able to get through the morning, had lunch, and then boom, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you're like, I need another cup of coffee. I need some sugar. I grab some candy, whatever it may be. Like you're like, I need more energy. And I just want to show you or talk to you about a few small changes that you can make every day that will restore your energy naturally. So that way you're not reaching for the coffee, you're not reaching for the candy, you're not reaching for the sugar, whatever it may be. And then to keep you feeling, energized all day long. And this is stuff that I've actually implemented into my own life and is actually recommended for people also. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how tired I was until I started to feel better. And that is like eye-opening when you know you're tired, but you don't know how tired you are until you actually start to have more energy. You start to feel better. You come out of this fog and you're like, oh my gosh, I can do it. And I went from that, especially as I transitioned into being a mom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these sleepless nights are, something. And I just found like I needed to, switch a few things to let me know that I can actually get more energy. Sleep is important. I'm going to talk about sleep, but we would definitely want to do that. But of course, it wouldn't be Dr. Amanda if I did not say that we need to talk about food. Food. Of course, we need food. So I talk about how we were grabbing for sugar, we're grabbing for candy, those um, um, healthy energy bars that are full of sugar, whatever it may be. So we just want to be conscious of that. So instead of reaching for those things, the caffeine, the artificial um, stimulants, we want to actually instead include more like a high protein. And of course, when I say protein, I'm talking about plant-based proteins like our beans, lentils, whole grains, fiber, healthy fats in each and every meal. And when we do that, we'll actually see that the energy level is going up. So every single meal. And it's not like you go from like, oh my gosh, I'm tired to like, oh, I have all the energy in the world. It'll be subtle initially. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't need my second cup of coffee today. Oh my gosh, when I woke up this morning, I actually felt refreshed. I felt restored. All be just with changing the foods that you eat so you don't have a lot of that heaviness. Those, again, that the heavy sugar, the heavy processed foods. Instead, you're eating the whole foods. So think of it like here's an example of foods you can eat throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner of how this can actually work. So I love to start out with like oatmeal with like ground flaxseed, berries. You can add nuts or a little bit of nut butter. That's that healthy fat. And you'll have that, and it helps you have the fiber, a little bit of protein with the healthy fats that actually helps you to stay satisfied, so you're not hungry in the middle, and then therefore you feel like you're crashing. And then at lunchtime, excuse me, large amount of vegetables. Large, when I say large, I mean huge, large amount of vegetables. Like you can look at it as a salad. That's like the easiest way to get in all the veggies at one time, cut them all up, put them in a salad with the green leafies. Add a little bit, I love avocado, a little bit of avocado with the healthy fats. You can add, some seeds there that get some fiber and healthy fats on omega-3, some lentils, and you have that for lunch and do that, eat that, and then at dinner time you have a quinoa uh, or a brown rice bowl full of veggies. And you can have different like sauces that are not heavy in salt and sugar that you can actually add to the rice bowls. Sometimes I just like to add hummus because it's already made and I don't have to make extra sauce. But you have that, and you will be surprised on, again, the energy level that slowly starts to increase over time. And again, we always want something that's fast. We want it fast. We want it now. We want it now. But if you actually make these changes and actually start to eat these foods on a regular basis where you have a lot heavy in protein, fiber, and healthy fats at every single meal, you will be surprised of your energy level. And until you do it, you're not going to actually realize how bad you feel until you actually feel better. And a lot of people are like, okay, you say it takes time. How long does it take? Because I don't have, weeks, months, years. In as little as 3 to 4 days, you will start having more energy. And I know this is because I actually have run what I called my cleanse, 5-day cleanse for people where they actually start to eat like this. And this is where they saw that energy skyrocket. Like, again, it's not like from to type of thing, but it's like from to, oh, I can actually do this. I can get through the day. 3 to 4 days. It does not take long. It doesn't mean after 3 to 4 days you go back to eating those refined carbohydrates, all that coffee or caffeine, and then the sugar, because then you'll go down again, right? But sometimes we just need that refresher. I know there's some people out there that's done my 5-day cleanse that you're like, oh yeah, I do remember that, right? So it may be time for a refresher, right? So let's go back and get that done. The next thing is that I always like to emphasize is movement. And we actually, in this day era of technology, and I like cringe when I, bring up movement and sitting here on this social media, but you can be walking and moving, walking and moving. You can be walking or moving while listening to this. That could actually help you, because the more you move, the more your body like wants to move. And it doesn't need to be necessarily hours of exercise. So we talked about, eating, a full lunch, and then you can use the second part of your lunch hour, 10 minutes or, 15 minutes, to actually start to walk. It improves your circulation. Therefore, it increases your energy. It improves your mood, wanting to do more. Again, it's more consistency than intensity for this specific thing, for energy level. Because sometimes if you do too much, so like when people are looking to lose weight or really get into an exercise program, their intensity is high, and therefore they're not eating as much, and then their energy goes down, and they're like, what? Like, what's the point of doing this? I'm eating healthy. I'm exercising, and I feel more tired. But you have to have that balance between the two. So you don't want to necessarily have a lot of intensity if you're just looking to increase energy. Sometimes it's that consistent movement over time, getting up, moving around. Okay. One last thing I want to bring onto you here. I won't belabor the point, because I always talk about sleep and all that, and I love sleep. You got to have sleep, and more sleep to help you feel energized. But one real big thing that we sometimes overlook, and I love my daughter. She gets this all the time. Like, she's like, "Oh yes, I need my energy," and she grabs her water bottle and she drinks some water, because she knows that when you feel low in energy, it could be a hydration issue, right? You could not be drinking enough water. And sometimes that sneaks away from us, especially as the summer changes to fall and the weather gets a little bit cooler. Sometimes we're not as apt to grab that water bottle and drink that, because we're already feeling cold. So we don't necessarily want something cold. We want something hot, like our coffee with all our sugar. But otherwise, But we just need to make sure that we are not overlooking water, drinking consistently, water, staying hydrated, because we will actually see that our energy level goes up. And I actually did this when I was a resident. So a lot of people ask, how did I get through residency without coming out drinking coffee or having to have coffee? And I saw other people like, oh, I gotta have my coffee, I gotta go get it. And I was like, I don't think I want that habit. I don't want the habit of having to have coffee. And so what I would do, I would drink water. We would be able to go, and that was free. We had an ice machine and water machine, at the nurses' stations and all that, you would have that to take for patients. And I would just take my, at the time it was a styrofoam cup, but that's okay. That I would reuse from the cafeteria, and just drink water throughout the night when I was on overnight call and had to stay in the hospital, and I would just drink that there. Now I still like to drink soda at the time, but I didn't use that as a way to stay awake and to keep my energy level up. I would drink water to make sure I stay hydrated, because we have caffeine and sugar. It actually dehydrates us. So we want to be very careful and very cautious about what we choose to drink. Okay. So just to wrap up, I'm just doing those three today. Next time I may talk about, sleep and stress a little bit more, but I just like to emphasize those three things. I was all going to talk about nutrition. So we got to make sure that we're eating every single meal, lots of plant-based proteins, fiber, healthy fats, because in as little as 3 to 4 days, you can have your energy level back up. 3 to 4 days. Okay, guys. Now I like to warn people, because in my 5-day cleanse, people would feel worse before they felt better. And that's why we called it a cleanse, because you actually had to get all those extra toxins and things out of your body. So you may feel like you're a little bit more achy, even a little bit more tired initially, headachy, things of that nature. But I'd say, take a rest, take deep breaths, drink your water, and you'll get through it. And that 3rd day or that 4th day, you're like feeling excellent and great. So I challenge you to try that. And I want you to come back into my inbox and say, Dr. Amanda, I tried this healthy eating for just 3 to 4 days, and my energy level is up. I want to hear what it's doing for you. Okay. Don't forget about your movement. Movement is essential. So even without the extra intensity, you just want to be consistent with moving. So if you can do, like I said, 10 minutes after meals, 10 minutes at your lunch break, 10 minutes in that afternoon, even if you can't go outside, which outside is better, because the energy that you get from the nature is actually energizing too. But even if you can't get outside, try to do walking around your office. And then don't forget, last but not least, to stay hydrated, especially as we are changing from the weather is going from hot to cool. Drink your water, stay hydrated, because even my 6-year-old knows that water gives you energy. All right. So do not forget to do these things. And don't forget that if you are feeling drained, you can take control by getting back your energy by just making these 3 simple lifestyle changes. And if you need help crafting a plan that fits into your life, hey, come talk to me. Send me a message. Let me know. Or you can go to my website, www.dramandamd.com. Book your appointment with us here at Adkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine. And you can actually either try the 5-day cleanse, or you can, schedule an appointment specifically to talk with me, and we can, make your own little plan to come together. All right. So I want to hear what you guys are doing. So don't forget about it. All right. So I look forward to talking with you again soon, and blessed health to y'all, and have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.